This is a video for Bellevue University Class 5, MCC-540 Psychological Assessment. My name is Shane Mercure. Purpose of this YouTube video is to show the results, the assessment results of 4 Beck reports being presented to a client by myself. Hello, my name is Shane Mercure. I'm a student at Bellevue University. Mr. Sample, I'm going to be going over briefly your results from the different assessments you did with us. Just a brief review. You took 4 assessments from the Beck scales for us with Dr. Smith to provide assessment. They were all administered on 3/1/2005. Those were the Beck Depression Inventory, which measures your severity of depression, the Beck Hopelessness Scale, which measures the severity of 3 aspects of hopelessness: your feelings about the future, your loss of motivation, and your expectations. The Beck Anxiety Inventory, which measures your severity of anxiety, and the Beck Scale for Suicidal Ideation, which measures the severity of suicidal ideation that you're experiencing at this time. In looking over your interpretation of your Beck, of your 4 different assessments, a couple of things stand out. On the Beck Depression Inventory, there was a strong response to feelings of suicidal ideation. This was on the Beck Severity of Depression Scale. Remarks were made. You were endorsing the following statements of that you would kill yourself if you had the chance, that you see a lot of disappointment and a lot of discouragement, and that you feel a lot of anxiety about the future, depression, and a lot of hopelessness. On the flip side, on the severity of suicidal ideation, the BSS scale, the indication was that you seemed to have some conflict in this, that there was no desire to kill yourself, and that you would try to save yourself in a life-threatening situation. So one of the things that hopefully we can go into as we begin your therapy and we start talking about goals that you want to talk about and reasons why you're here, is if there was some confusion when you were taking the assessments and where your feelings are now about these different issues. There are indications in the Beck Anxiety scale, the BAI, that indicate there is levels of depression and hopelessness there, but an increase in this, but does seem to be more of an anxiety. There does seem to be indications of anxiety. You did talk about that you had issues where you were unable to relax, that you felt a lot of heart racing, a lot of difficulty breathing, and you fear losing control, as well as some indications of anxiety, somatic symptoms of anxiety, that you felt you would feel hot, you would feel shaky, you would feel discomfort, dizziness, lightheadedness, things like that, which are pretty good indications of anxiety. In the levels of hopelessness, in the severity of hopelessness, you did indicate a lot of pessimistic statements about the future. For example, if your future seems dark, that you can't seem to get any breaks, all you see really is kind of unpleasantness rather than pleasantness, and that you also didn't really feel that there was a lot of things to be happy about. You didn't really have a lot of faith in the future. So one of the things that I can definitely tell you from all indications here that will help us in trying to help you, in you and I sitting down and talking about what goals you want for therapy, is that there does seem to be a lot of indications of pessimism, depression, hopelessness, and anxiety about your present state and your future, as well as indications of how you feel about things that have happened in your past. I'm concerned about the indication of possibility of feeling suicidal. So I definitely want to sit down and talk with you some more about that, because when you're feeling high levels of depression and hopelessness and anxiety, this could indicate that your distress is at a level that you really could act on these thoughts and impulses. And so I really want to talk more about that as we begin to go into things of why you're here. But one thing that these assessments did for us was definitely show that you are feeling a lot of anxiety, and there is a lot of depression going on about the things that have happened in your life that I'm hoping that we can begin to go into, we can begin to talk about, and that you're going to feel a whole lot better about as we begin to break these down and discuss the things that brought you here.